Good evening, everyone. This is Kevin Herr, and this is my speech to you all on Mexico versus Florida vacations. So strap in and let's get ready to go. First of all, my introduction. We're going to go over the introduction of both of these trips to Mexico and Florida, and my travel history. We're going to talk about the benefits of bundling an all-inclusive vacation to Cancun, Mexico versus going to Florida. And we're also going to talk about the bucket list of things that you can do in Mexico that you may not be able to do in Florida. So, the introduction to travel. So, for me, I've calculated the miles that I have traveled on vacation in my current lifetime, and I'm estimating this to be over 125,000 air, land, and sea or nautical miles. This does not include 3 round trips to Iraq, Kuwait, and Qatar, which is additional 24,000 miles that I've traveled for the military for deployments. So, but these trips that I've taken have included foreign countries such as you can see here: Germany, Ireland, France, Belgium, the Netherlands, Switzerland, Austria, Liechtenstein, Mexico, and Canada, and then an enormous list of the United States that I've had an opportunity to visit. But more importantly, Florida, which I've visited many times with my family over the years. So we're going to take out of all these trips and all these miles that I've traveled, we're going to bore down into looking at 2 specific locations, Mexico versus Florida, and see which one might be the better, least expensive to travel to. Okay, so the benefits of bundling an all-inclusive vacation to Mexico. First of all, I would encourage you to use a reliable app. My go-to app is Expedia. What happens over time is as you use the app, you also earn points and benefits that you can use for other times. So, but that's not the point of this conversation. But that is an added benefit of using that app. So anyway, so you get on Expedia, and if you go in there and you type from Indianapolis to Mexico, Cancun specifically, Quanta Roo is the airport that you'd be flying into. Now, depending upon how you do this, so friends of mine have told me that I've gotten so good at this, I should talk about it. So I'm really happy that this is my speech today. But if you travel on off non-peak times, so we're not talking about traveling on major holidays like the 4th of July, believe it or not, every major American holiday is celebrated down in Mexico. I've been there for Memorial Day, 4th of July. I was there for Cinco de Mayo, which, by the way, that's not a thing. They don't celebrate it as much as you think they do. Anyway, so but if you don't travel during a specific holiday and you go during non-peak times, which I found that if you travel a Wednesday to Wednesday, so 7 days, 6 nights, from Wednesday to Wednesday, that gives you an opportunity to land in Mexico from Indianapolis. You'll probably stop over or lay over in Miami and then go on to Mexico, or it could be Fort Lauderdale, something like that. That's not important. But you get there on a Wednesday. That gives you a perfect opportunity to get settled into the resort. And then you hit the weekend running. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, a lot of things are going on. Actually, every night there's things going on. But then you have Monday and Tuesday to kind of decompress, and then you're traveling back out on a Wednesday, and it's absolutely the best time to travel. So one of my favorite stories about traveling on non-peak times, on Expedia, there was a banner that popped up, and it said, if you book this trip in the next 15 minutes, you can get a 3-story villa for just $2,000 for the entire week. So amazingly, I didn't take advantage of it right away, and it started doing like a countdown, and I had like 8, 9, 10, minutes to do it. And then on minute 1 that I had left, I said, you know what, I'm doing it. And I booked this villa, and it was one of the trips that my family and I will never stop talking about. We went down there and had an entire 3-story villa, had like 5 bedrooms. It was an all-inclusive resort with restaurants and all the amenities. There was nightly entertainment, all-inclusive drinks and dining. Everything was great. Now, the contrast to that is if you go to Florida, you can book your flight. You may be able to get a hotel involved, but you're never going to find a hotel that's going to be included generally in a bundle. You're certainly not going to find a hotel in Florida that's going to include food and beverage packages. I can tell you that right now. There may be maybe one or two, if you're lucky. You will have to get taxis. You'll have to either rent a car. You'll have to worry about taxes, tips, your own individual entertainment. Everything is a la carte in Florida. And a la carte means you're paying for it every 5 minutes. My pool story at Disney World, get down there with the fam. We're ready to go to Disney World. Well, the day before we go to Disney World, we're all hanging out at the hotel and we're swimming at the pool. Hey, Dad, we're hungry. Well, I go up to get some food at the snack bar, $75 for lunch. Yeah, terrible experience. You go to Mexico, it's all included. So you can see the different prices that are available up there. Let me get on down the road here. So, bucket list of things to do in Mexico. You have the Mayan ruins, swimming with the sea turtles, sailing, snorkeling, cenotes. If you've ever swum in a cenote or wanted to swim in a cenote, perfect opportunity. And oh, by the way, the added nightlife in Mexico is unbelievable. And the last thing I'm going to tell you about Mexico is you got to take one trip there and at least go to Cocobongo, which is on the strip, and it's a separate, outside of the resort. But it's usually only $50, I think, a person for the whole night. Everything's included, and it's one of the most amazing shows down in Mexico. So, without further ado, I hope that you enjoyed my little presentation about Mexico. Are there any questions?